Hey everybody, it's Carl with Apt, and we've got our Speed Queen washing machine here, and today we're going to show you how to install the extension onto the coin slide to make this washing machine work. So pay attention, we're going to go through all the steps here with you, and we hope it helps. And first things first, you want to take this bracket here, and then we're going to take this switch, and you're going to slide that in here. There's a piece here on the side that you can push in a little bit. So you're going to put that part in second. So you want to slide it in, and then if you push down, it should just snap into place. And then if you're looking at it, you want to make sure that the downward portion of the switch faces this little notch here. So as long as you're in like that, then you're good to go. You can put this off to the side. We'll use that in a little bit. So we've got that off to the side. Next thing you're going to want to do is take this bracket here. It's kind of an L shape, and then you want to make sure that it is facing this way. So you have this curved edge towards your left-hand side, and then this facing down. So you can see there. And then we're going to take this piece here, and that's going to sit right here. Now if you look closely at this piece, you're going to see two little embossed stars right here. You want to make sure those are facing up, and then you want to make sure that this arm is pointing in kind of towards your right hand. So as long as it's like that, you're in good shape. So you're going to hold those two pieces together, and then you take this screw here. It's got a flathead on the top. That's going to go right through the back. And actually we can take this part away first, and we're going to put this washer on. So that goes there, and then we're going to put this back on. And then from here, we're going to take one of these locking nuts, and you can kind of hand tighten it at first. And then you take your 3/8 inch socket. That's going to go on this side to hold it in place. Oop. Put our extension on here. And then from there, you kind of have to hold it in place and then take a flathead screwdriver and turn that until it's tight. You'll feel it stop turning. Okay, so then we have that part finished. So from here, it's going to just move back and forth pretty easily. And then you're going to have a spring that comes in here. Make sure to keep an eye on this because it is very small and it's easy to lose. So for here, you're going to want to take the spring, and you've got these two little hooks on the ends. You're going to want to go from the top with this one, and you kind of push it in, and that'll hold it in place. Then the other end, you're going to want to take and pull it over so that the hook, this part, is facing your left. So you want to do that. This part can be a little tricky here. So you take that and slide that in there. So this part, that hook is facing down, and then this hook is facing towards your left. So that'll allow it to spring back and forth there. So now this part is all set here. Next part you're going to do is take this plate, and you see it's got a little A marked on here. That's going to go under these two holes here on the bottom, and then you're going to take two of your screws, go down through there, and then you're going to take two more of those locking nuts, and I just sort of hand tighten them on there at first just to keep it on there. Okay, and then from there we're going to take our 3/8 inch socket again, put that on there, and then we can take our Phillips head screwdriver and just tighten those up. Okay, so now that we have those two screws tightened, then we see at the bottom here, you're going to have two more holes left on this plate, and that's going to go on top of the actual coin slide. So you match those up with these two right here. You lay it down and you'll see that those match up perfect. And then from here, you're going to take your two of your remaining screws, and those actually get a locking washer as well. So we'll put those on. So we put the locking washer on, put that through, and then from here, you can start threading it by hand. And then put the other locking washer on. And start threading the other one. And then you grab your Phillips head and you can finish tightening with that. And that'll lock into place. And there you have your coin slide extension installed on the coin slide. All right, so once we have everything assembled, we're going to take out the old switch here, and you'll see there's 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. So we'll start with these 2 first. Make sure your ratchet is turned the right way. Oop. That one was already loose, so we'll take that out. Set that to the side. Next one out, and you can kind of untwist it by hand once you get it loosened up, if you can fit your hand in there. And then the third screw is a little bit smaller, so we were using a 5/16 to get those first 2 out of there. And then last one, we're going to use our 1/4 inch. So we'll put our adapter on, and we'll take that last one out. Okay, and from there, pull that flap up, and then you're going to have to lift up on this whole mechanical assembly here, or this computer assembly, and then reach in there and kind of slide the old one out. It can take a little work here. I don't have a great angle on it, but then pull that up. So once we've got the switch out here, you have these 2 wires that are attached. Now, before you do anything, again, make sure that you have your machine unplugged before you touch these wires. So as long as your machine's unplugged, you can remove those 2 wires here. You just have to pull straight down on them, and those come off, and then we'll remove that switch, and we can put in our new one. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this step because this switch already comes installed, but since we put this one together, we'll just reinstall it here. We'll put the new one in, and so we slide that in. Actually, first, we're going to reattach our wires. So the black wire is going to go on this prong here. Red wire is going to go on the other. And as you can see here, there's a flat side, so you want to make sure that flat side is facing out. And then that's going to go back in. Okay, so this bracket is going to slide right under here, and then you just match up all the holes there. And that can be a little tricky to do. So you're going to slide that over a little. And once you've got all those matched up, we're going to put our screws back in. You can kind of start wherever. All right, so we've finished tightening up those screws. So now we've got the extension on the coin slide assembly. We've got the trigger in place over there. So the next step is to actually put the coin slide assembly back into the machine. So the first thing you want to do before you put that back in, just to make your job a little easier, is just loosen these screws up on the back here just a little bit. That's going to help you put in the long bolt to lock them in place. So just loosen them a little. It doesn't have to be a ton, just like a 1/4 turn. So once you have those 2 screws loosened just a little bit, the next step is going to be you have to push the coin slide in about halfway. That's going to give you enough space to actually slide it back into the box here. So you push that in halfway. This is a little tricky. It can be a little frustrating here, but with a little practice, you will be able to get it. So you're going to have to work that in, and then kind of maneuver it around, and at some point here it should slide back into place. So once you've got it fitted most of the way in here, you're going to see you have these 3 holes up top. So you're going to use the 2 outer holes to put those screws that we loosened up just a little bit onto. So that'll slide in, it goes up, and then it just kind of seats right on top of those. So now one of our last steps here is we're going to take this slide bolt, and you're going to have to fish it through all the way up to the front. And that 3rd hole that we saw there in the middle is what this is going to thread through and then into the coin slide. This again can be a little frustrating. There is a little guide about halfway through the top here. So as long as you can fit it through there, that'll make your job a whole lot easier. So we're going to push that through. Okay, so from here we've got the bolt threaded through, and then we're going to take our ratchet. We're going to put our 5/16 inch bit on the end here, and should be able to tighten it the rest of the way. Okay, and now that's in there nice and tight, and we have our functioning coin slide. So that's how you put the coin slide extension onto the Speed Queen coin slide. We appreciate you watching the video. We hope that helped you out. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube.